Welcome to day 3. This day is all about the power of setting goals. Now, your mind is something called a cybernetic organism. Cybernetics comes from the Greek word kybernetikos, which basically means a steerman or a good pilot. So a cybernetic organism is something that wants to steer towards an outcome. So it's goal-oriented. It needs a direction to go in. I often say to people that if you don't know where you're going, well, don't be surprised if you go nowhere fast. Now, when it comes to setting goals, which is the direction, the purpose that your whole life gets driven towards, there's an interesting and unfortunately urban myth about setting goals. Some people know it as the Harvard Goal Setting Study, some known as the Yale Goal Setting Study. Essentially, this myth actually reveals some important truths about goal setting. The idea was that they asked a bunch of Harvard or Yale undergraduates if they wrote down their goals. And then 10 years later, they were meant to have followed up and discovered that the 7% of people who did say that they had goals actually outperformed the 93% that didn't have goals. In other words, those that had goals and wrote them down would systematically outperform in happiness, success, life, wealth, all the different measures, those people who didn't have goals and didn't write them down. Unfortunately, it's an urban myth. It didn't happen. Yale has actually done extensive research through its archives to figure out if that kind of study ever occurred, and it didn't. However, the importance of it is still in the principle. The goals allow you to reach better things. If you are goalless, then you're basically hoping that life will give you some things, but you can't actually make any opportunities happen. If you have no goal, then your reticular activating system doesn't know what to look for.